Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going out to Moxie next weekend for a PRS match. This is a points match for the regional series for the Northwest region, and it is on a range that is limited to 625 yards. So I've got my equipment lined out based on a few knowns: maximum range, the kind of personality of the match director, because that's very important, and then what I have pared my rig down to, because carrying too much stuff gets really old really quick, and it's going to be really hot over there. So let's start with the top of the tripod and we'll work our way down. Now, the top of the tripod right here is my Kestrel 5700 Elite sitting in a wind vane. The reason I've gone to this is because I found that AB Quantum has a real advantage, and that allows me, with this magnetic battery charger for my cell phone, to put the phone right in front of my face and have real-time wind reads from the Kestrel into AB Elite, or AB Quantum Elite. In my case, I have the Pro version, and use that to do all of my solutions. I can always take the Kestrel out of here and use it by hand if necessary, but I kind of like using Quantum. It works for me. We'll leave that up there. Next down is the optics. I have a Fury HD 5000 AB sitting here. I use it as a rangefinder primarily, but it also is my backup solution finder. So now I have 1, 2, 3 ways to find a ballistic solution for a match, and I use that at every single match I go to, regardless of which one I go to. Next over here, I have a Zeiss LRP S3 scope that I've mounted to my plate. This allows me to size targets. So I can tell, is that 6/10 wide, 4/10 wide, or a mil wide when I'm trying to make a wind call. From there, let's just go ahead and move down into the pack. The pack is strung up here with a piece of rope. I just tied a quick sling in it so that I could get it out. And we're going to throw this on the ground and go through everything that's in the pack and see if we can't make sense of what I'm carrying and why. The first thing I have is a little microfiber towel that I stuck a carabiner through just so that I can wipe off my wet erase boards and stuff. I have 2 boxes. These are Case Guard small RSS 50s. These are for the 6-dasher. I'm taking a 6-dasher for this short range match. There's no benefit to shooting a bigger cartridge. Then I have a mount for my Kestrel so I can put it on the outside of my pack, and I have a pair of gloves here. Now these are mechanics gloves. They are the grippy ones. I use these primarily if the rifle gets too hot, or if I get into a situation where I need to have some grip on something, really grab onto it and hang on. I use these, and also for hand protection if necessary. Last but not least, on the outside of the bag, I have this diaphragm style dump pouch. I can put empties in here, and with the tension set on this elastic shock cord, they don't get away. They just stay on the outside of the bag and all is good. Let's move on down into the main compartment, and we'll find all the heavy stuff that I'm carrying. First thing, Armageddon Gear Game Changer Schmedium filled with sand, mixed with my favorite flow enhancer. I'll show you that in a different video. And below that, an Armageddon Gear Rear Admiral bag. This is something that I really enjoy using, shooting tripod rear. Moving on down, I have a little Weebad. This is a cylinder bag. I don't remember what it's called. I've opened it up and replaced the fill with Get Light because it's just a squeeze bag for shooting off of the back end of the rifle. And last but not least, I have my Gray Ops plate with the Gray Ops plate bag filled with plastic beads. It's not super heavy. In the main compartment here, I also carry 2 additional things. I have an air blaster and a brassiere so I can hook the schmedium to the plate if necessary. And then I have a few odds and ends in here. I have a few extra pins. I have my brass rod just in case I get something stuck. I actually did that today while I was shooting practice. And then I have the wrench for tightening the Botnia Maxi brake if it comes loose for some reason. I've never had it come loose, but I always like to have a wrench with me. It also doubles as a bottle opener. From there, if we go into the admin pouch on top, we have a bunch of odds and ends in here. I have a lens cloth because I wear prescription glasses. Sometimes you have to clean them. I have batteries for every piece of electronics that I own in mass. I have a lens pen in here. I have electrolytes. That one's open. And I have more data cards. Now, you notice that some of my data cards are clean. with nothing on them, and some of them have this orange tape on them. There's a good reason for it. The orange tape is for wet weather. If we're out in the wet and it's raining on us full time, we need to be able to write down our data. Well, no wet erase marker on the planet's going to do that for you. As a matter of fact, neither will a Sharpie. Matter of fact, I haven't found anything, including pencil, that'll write on anything in pouring down rain except for this. This is a grease pencil, also known as a China marker, and you can get these off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for you. In addition to that, I have a couple other kind of odds and ends in here. I have the double Arca plate so that I can turn my Gray Ops plate into a tack table. That's really important when you add the brassiere and the schmedium to it. You can put that on top of the tripod and shoot off of it like a barricade if necessary. When you get into one of those positions where you have to shoot off the tripod, instead of trying to clip into it or trying to handle 3 things at once, you turn it into 2 items, lay it down, and go shoot. Then I have the windage cap for the Night Force scope, just in case I get in a situation where I'm going to need that. And I have a few tools in here. I have a spare chamber flag. You always want to have a spare one of those with you just in case. I have a small set of Allen wrenches in here and more batteries. I have AAAs, I have AAs, I have these CR 1/3 ends for all the MDT stuff, and I have the batteries for all of the red dots that I keep on the rifles. I have the special tool for adjusting the Night Force scope if I'm using a Night Force scope. In this case, I'm going to be using the Collis, so I'll take all this out of the bag for that particular match. And last but not least, I keep a pocket knife. The reason for the pocket knife is when you have an electrolyte pack and you can't get it open for some reason, you can slash that guy, put it in your water, and keep yourself hydrated. And it's just a survival thing. There's not much else in here except for a reducer ring. I keep a reducer ring just in case I need to stop the scope down a little bit. If it gets super bright and I'm having a hard time seeing through the mirage, you can try that to see if you can't make it better. All right, guys, that's everything in my pack, end to end, the full thing. And there isn't a whole lot here because I've found shooting PRS, you take a lot more gear than you actually use. Just take the stuff you're gonna use and leave everything else in the trunk of the car. All right, guys, until next time, shoot straight. Careful about carrying too much stuff around. It'll make you tired. And I'll see you in the next video.